Well, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. And sadly, it took lives of American citizens. 3 military members killed over in the Middle East. We put ourselves in precarious situations with a weak leader across the world, and now look at what it's cost us. 3 men. The fuse has been lit. That's what one guy said. A fuse has been lit. And you have people on both sides saying, oh, we need to go straight to Iran with this. We need to bomb Iran. We need to target Iran. That's scary talk. Again, putting us in a very precarious situation to where more and more servicemen could possibly die. It's not what we want. Let's jump into it. Today's video starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so very much for being here today. It is a cool morning here in South Mississippi. However, I'm glad to see no rain. We've had rain for the last 5 or 10 days, so it's really good to have a break from that. Now today we're going to be talking about the story of the 3 servicemen that were tragically killed in Jordan in the Middle East. Again, a few questions to ask. Why were they there? Why are we always everywhere? Why do we have military people all across the world to put them in precarious situations? Secondly, why were they not guarded? If we know they're in very precarious situations, kind of like a Benghazi situation, kind of like all these times when we have just servicemen across the world, why are we putting them in places that are not protected? And then thirdly, wouldn't you say that this is the cause of a weak administration here back at home? I think those are 3 good questions to ask. Now, let's also jump in the fact that Republican senators, your warmongers, people like Lindsey Graham, John Cornyn, and even some more, who are saying we need to target Iran. They're the ones doing this. Yes, they're using the Houthi. Yes, they're using Hezbollah. But truly, it's Iran. Let's go for Iran. Do we really want to start another world war or another conflict in the Middle East? One place we've never really won a war in. We've just wasted a lot of money in and lost a lot of people. Is this really a battle we want to face? There was one congressman and one senator that both came out and did a joint statement. They said he left our troops as sitting ducks. And I know I would still blame this on any administration. I'm not saying that Joe Biden knew these guys, but I'm saying he put them in a very precarious situation. He put our military in a place where we have weak leadership, that nothing's been done about it, but also the fact we're putting our troops in places that they probably shouldn't be. Now, Jordan has a relationship with us, but the Middle East is falling to pieces between the Red Sea and Israel-Gaza situation. Why do we want to put our troops right in the middle of all that? Jordan is right there by the West Bank, Palestinian hold. It's a volatile area. And if we had special interest there, if we had a reason to be there, it makes sense, but we don't anymore. Sadly, I think this is going to keep on happening. We have troops in Syria. We have troops in Iraq still that's been targeted with these same kind of drones. The question is how the one in Jordan all of a sudden kill and injure so many people when they've seen these attacks go throughout, the Middle East against our troops in more precarious situations than what they were in Jordan. Now, I would never say it's on purpose. I don't want to say that. What I am saying is it's going to play into the hands of all these people who are saying, well, you know what? They killed our troops, so therefore we're going into Iran. We're seeing the Red Sea. We keep sending troops through there. We keep sending Navy through there, and they keep bombing all our ships and all our allies' ships. So like we talked about in that video, we're going to see an escalation. Just like we talked yesterday with the biggest NATO exercise ever done in history will be done this week and show against Russia. But there was a story that came out that said that North Korea is looking to bomb South Korea. There's a story that came out that said China is looking to go in the early spring to Taiwan. All this goes back to a weak leader. The man can't even speak a good sentence. Did you see Did you see him at the brewery the other day? Did you see him when he tried to yell? And what's so crazy, his supporters, they clapped and they didn't know what he said. But this is what I'm worried about. When we have a weak leader in America, the bad people will keep on doing bad things, and upwards it's gonna escalate to hurting Americans because there's no one showing strength and solidarity anymore. You know the Israel-Gaza thing? When they took American hostage, when there's a few Americans left in Israel, what they should have done is sent a strong SEAL team in, a group of specialized special forces in to take back our people. And again, any of these situations like the Houthi, any of the situations like Hezbollah or Hamas, I have no problem sending the special forces in. But to put our people in a precarious situation where we have just general servicemen just lying in bed asleep to get bombed by drones when we should have stopped that, when we helped defend Israel's with the dome, we helped build the dome. We have defense here set up for overhead strikes. What are we doing when we can't even protect our troops? Why do we want to keep them there? Now you have Republican senators and Democrats saying, well, it's a sad day, but now we need to target the main player, Iran. Iran now has the backing of China and Russia because of kind of the axis of power we've put ourselves in. It's one of the strongest players in the Middle East, and we want to go to war with them? We want to bomb them? Do I believe they're the biggest bad guy in the Middle East? Yeah, but if we would probably stay out over there and let them fight their own wars, I think we would serve our people better, and we would actually not lose American servicemen. There's another story that one American serviceman was killed in the Israel-Gaza situation. I don't know, I didn't read into it more than that. When we put our men and women, and I'd say our children, you know, my kid, I have a kid that's a teenager. If we put our men and women over there and our children over there, what do you think is going to happen when we have a weak leader who can't even talk and wears a hard hat backwards? What does that show to the world? That it's open to do whatever we want to do and take over whoever we want to take over, because Joe Biden's not going to do anything about it. The scary thing is we're lowering our requirements, and not even a high school diploma for Army and Navy now. That shows we are desperate for people. So why are we spreading our people thinner? Why are we not worried about just saying, let's bring our troops home, let's build our Army and Navies back up, like a lot of countries do. Let's secure our borders, and let's try to get these guys to the next level. But we're so desperate for troops because we have so many wars and we have so many military contractors that are wanting our billions of dollars of taxpayer that we're willing to send our kids into danger, like Jordan. I pray for those families. I hope those families can find peace. I hope those guys knew Christ. I hope that there's some comfort in this some way. Sadly, we're seeing a fuse lit to a bigger world war. The same people that we're trying to fight against with Russia, the same people we're trying to say Taiwan does not need to be taken over China, the same people that we're trying to help with Israel, of course, which is Gaza and Hamas, are siding with Iran too. If we go into Iran, we are looking at a world war. And NATO will be dragged into it because, again, we drag NATO in everything, and then NATO is already doing exercises against Russia. We are looking at several fronts of a dangerous situation. I've always been a conservative, but the older I get, the more I become a libertarian. And the fact of I'd hate to say it, I don't want to say it just a libertarian. I want to say the fact that the more I become, I desire freedom, and I desire you to leave me alone, as in my government. And I desire for you to just take care of us. All we ask for is just a free America, a sovereign and safe America, and a place where our kids can, you know, ride their bikes on the streets. We're worried about fighting other people's war, and I wouldn't allow my kids to ride the city streets of any town now on bicycles. We used to do that when we were kids, but I wouldn't allow my kids to do that. Where are our priorities? And these Republican, you know, senators who are saying the fuse is lit, we need to go to war with Iran. You need to get those guys out of office, and you need to get people who says, you know what, let's bring our troops home. Let's bring them home to their families, and let's try to build up a better, stronger, more ready Army and Navy that if something does really bad go wrong, we're ready to send our guys out. But until then, let's secure the border, let's tighten security, let's build defenses, and let's ultimately take care of the American people. Is that so much to ask for? Let me know what you think. These senators that talk about war all the time, I'm so sick of them. Your Lindsey Grahams, your John Cornyn's, they're career politicians and have done nothing hardly for the American people other than fatten in their pockets and take your money and start these pork barrel projects for special interests. I'm tired of it. Let me know what you think. I hope you have a wonderful day. Pray for these families. I couldn't imagine what they're going through, but I do believe there's a fuse lit, and I'm scared that we can't put it out once it starts. Let us know what you think. God bless. Happy homesteading, y'all.